I know, I've been gone a little bit. Most of you are aware that I might take 1 or 2 days off YouTube, but never a week or weeks, things like that. So whenever you see me disappear like that, there's something going on. Most of you are also aware that I really do practice the God bless attitude that I created and say at the end of every video. Whenever things are going on, I find a positive in it and I just stay positive until those issues are resolved. I'm not someone who loves to come on here and complain all the time and things like that. So just know that if I'm not posting, there's either uploading issues or something going on that, once it's resolved, I will be back. Just know that. But I would never just abandon my channel and all of you without saying anything. It's just I don't want to constantly be, on here. Hey guys, I can't post because of A, B, and C. I know it's the appropriate thing to do, but going forward, I've said this in previous videos to subscribe to the second channel and all of that. So just know if I'm not posting, there's a reason behind me not posting. But here I am. I won't call this video a review, even though it is a review, because, the episode is over a week old, okay? I was going to post it on Sunday because I'm like, you know what? I'm late, but there's no episode on Sunday because of the Super Bowl. So this is perfect. I can still post my review, and this is going to hold them over until the next episode. And then, of course, I couldn't upload a video, but here I am. If you're hearing my voice and watching this video, that means we're back and everything is running smoothly. Thank you for your patience, your love, and support. Let's get into it. What's up, my Vina love? Sisters Vina D coming to you all from Vina Tima News. Y'all talking about sisterhood. Sisterhood. If you know, you know. How about y'all step up and be my village? Oh my goodness. When I tell you I ran around this house, preach, Kenya. And they all got quiet to it. I'm looking forward to the responses, okay, from the ladies when the new episode come on. But I know that it was just a flash to the new episode, but they all got quiet. Now watch the same people who were complaining on the bus are going to turn around and say, why do we need to be a village? It is not our responsibility to step in and help you. Well, then, if that's going to be their response, which I'm hoping it's not, then shut and let her get on her private jet and do the best thing that she can do for her daughter. Now, let's talk about Candy. Yes, I'm jumping right into it. Candy, finally. I said all of this in my last review. For those of you who's been listening to my review, or if you go to the Real Housewife of Atlanta playlist, you've heard me say this over and over again, that a real friend will show up for you even when you're not around. That's when your real friends show up. Yes, show up all the time and be a great friend. But when you are not there to defend yourself, a real friend will show up and ride for you. So for that, finally, Candy, after the girls dragged Kenya for almost an hour on that trip, well, it was longer than that, but Bravo do the editing and whatever. It was nice to see her finally stand up for Kenya, but then turn around. In the next episode, we're going to see she's getting upset that this woman is leaving the group and being with her daughter. Like, she doesn't have a village, and that's what she said at the table. This is what I also said about the village, just this little snippet, because if I played all of it, it would just be too long. So I will insert some things, just not all of it. they find out, well, Milo asked the question about, where's Kenya, how she's getting there. Portia mentioned the jet. They all start talking. Now, I'm not saying that Candy needs to jump in and defend Kenya every single time, okay? Because Kenya is her own person, and I'm aware that last season, Candy got some, backlash because she kept defending Kenya, and I understand, but Portia knows Kenya's story. Candy knows Kenya's story. All of these girls know Kenya's story, excluding Drew, the new people, right? They know her story. Like someone wrote on social media, Portia got her mama, Dennis' mama, her sister mom, the cousin down the street. Like Portia got anybody. She has a whole village. Candy have a husband. Okay, Portia still have Dennis in the picture who lives in the same state. Candy have a husband. Candy have a mom, her aunts. They all work for her entire village. Yes, Bravo might have covered Greece, but it was Candy and Kenya trip that they planned to go to Greece. Pilar was there. Yep, she was there. She and Brooklyn were in pictures and all of that. So this trip was girls trip. Brooklyn just happened to be there because, like I said, yes, Kenya Village is herself and her nanny. They're a family member that comes in town to visit, but she doesn't have them at her disposal. So that's the difference between her situation and these girls. There you go. Thank you, real friend, for finally showing up. This is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm still giving Candy the side eye. Don't get me wrong. But that's what I mean when I say Kenya doesn't have real friends. Your real friends don't sit there and allow other people to drag you and dog you out and don't defend you or say anything. So Candy right there proved my point. That's what real friends do, okay? But you still get the side eye because you're moving different this whole season. So I'm not over here doing backflips because Candy did something nice, okay? All right. Candy is cool and all of that. I'm still giving you the side eye, but my point, Kenya doesn't have everything she said. But this is the issue that I had. Why didn't you say this from the beginning? Why did you do the whole, let me see the phone and talking to Brooklyn on the plane and behave like you were upset? Why did you wait until it got to the point where people were complaining and then you jumped in to defend your friend? And for the fact that these girls were even going back and forth with Candy on that point, and then Portia goes, well, I guess if she ain't got nobody, she ain't got nobody. Like the level of hate that they have for this woman, that they couldn't even pause for a moment and say, you know what, Candy is right. Candy had to literally go back and forth and fight these girls for them to be like, okay, we get it. And right after praising Candy for standing up for her friend, as I throw my quotations in the air, Kenya Moore, I saw another preview of Candy crying because she left Blaze, and because Blaze is young, and as she goes in on Kenya Moore as the woman who accused her of rape is hugging her and trying to calm her down and console her. Like, why were you just defending her on the bus, but now you're crying, talking about double standards? When did Kenya Moore tell any of them they couldn't bring their child? What is also interesting is they went to another trip in New Orleans, and the only kid that I saw spinning around in videos was Brooklyn. So they know that Kenya brings Brooklyn on every trip. But I'm not going to go in based off a few seconds of a clip, okay? So I'm going to wait for the next episode and give my full review. But for all of these women to sit around and it's Kenya, actually it backfired. Candy, fake tears, all of those things backfired because social media is not here for the gang up and they are all getting dragged. But I'm going to save my comments and everything for the next episode in my review. everything seems to be working properly now. So my next video shouldn't take too long. I will definitely be back with the next video because Candy and her husband are in a scandal that have nothing to do with them. But the scandal is basically in connection of something that happened a few years ago, the alleged rape allegations and all of that. So I'll be back with that video. But yeah, after praising her and she's screaming on the bus and defending Kenya, here she go. The Candy, the Cynthia Bailey, the Latoya, all of them sat in the group, okay, as people dragging Kenya, and they are all agreeing. So yeah, at this point, like I've been saying over and over again, Kenya has her own back, and it's Kenya for Kenya. She doesn't have any friends on that show. Let's move on from Candy a little bit and talk about other things that happened during the episode. Now, for those of you who don't watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, from the title, you are aware that I'm talking about the last episode. I'm doing a review. I know I just jumped right into it. If this was anybody else's trip, they wouldn't have been complaining this much. And that's the reason why it's taking me the whole week to even review, because I dread watching the episode because of this desperation of Kenya is the villain. Let's make her look that way with the edits and all of that, and the whole gang up. I don't like it, and so my spirit is not excited to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm get off the bus. They get there. The girls have drinks and all of that. I love the murder mystery. I love the game and all of that. If it was anybody else, they would have engaged and respected. You see what I'm saying? Tanya, you were focused. Tanya and Candy were both focused and paying attention. So you won, even though Kenya won. Now, before I even go too far into the game and all of that, Portia flying over the sofa, the couch, that little moment was funny. And Bravo, freezing it up and the slow motion, all of that. So that part was cool. Let's fast forward to the rooms. The reason why I keep saying the gang up and wanting to make Kenya look a certain way, pay attention to Bravo. Please tell me, in what moment did you see Bravo flash back to Milo saying, that's why your mother did not want you? When? Regardless if Bravo feels it's the lowest of the low, they don't hesitate to show Kenya Moore lowest of the low moments. They will go back to Kenya Moore first season if they have to show her in this negative light. So why did they keep flashing back to conversations that were just fun shade and not hard-hitting conversation? Oh yeah, okay, Milo shaded Kenya, but why didn't they flash back to when she said, that's why your mother did not want you? And that right there is one of the many reasons why I take my time with these reviews, because you can see the bias and how they are. You can't say, oh, they can't go back that far, because within seconds, they are flashing all of Kenya Moore, all the flashback moments, all the way back to Cynthia Bailey, the Bailey agency modeling moment. Oh, so I can go all the way back over there, but not when Milo said that to Kenya about her mother not wanting her. And that right there proved my point of the bias editing, because I was still waiting for it. I did not see it. And I guarantee you at that table, Kenya brought it up again. What production did, they probably took it out and kept in the fake butt and fake this conversation. Don't sit here and pretend like the people who's been watching the show for ages are just going to forget that Milo made that comment, which was very interesting because Milo herself did not grow up with a mother. I don't care how old it was, 150 years ago. I don't care. It was something disgusting to say. And until you own it and sincerely apologize, it's never going to be okay. And we saw Kenya and Milo on Instagram, so it looks like they finally had a sit-down moment and she was sincere. And we shall see. But I'm not here for Bravo doing Kenya like that. Now, Kenya also tweeted that she went and shopped. This is her tweet on the screen right here. So she kept saying she shopped for the girls. Okay, she had food for them. She had drinks for them. She had drinks for them. In the morning, she had food in the fridge and all of that. And then I'm glad they kept in there of her saying, I'm PMSing. So she was craving what she went and bought. I understand. But she was like, why am I going to take my money? Yes, trust, Bravo don't cover everything. When there's food cooking right now and there's food in the fridge, Kenya is making us this big feast for tonight. The people are cooking and all of that. So how about we just use this afternoon to just come out here, have fun, make breakfast together, and just chill. And that's it. Now I do understand the part of Kenya, you could have come and said, look, I'm ordering food. But why am I going to make an announcement about ordering food when they are making a feast for us? Why am I going to do that? Go in the fridge, get you something to eat and all of that. But like I said, I get it. But then from Malo, the person who came on the bus in full on COVID gear to say, if this was my trip, I would have someone here massaging our feet. Huh? What? I don't care if they're getting tested, it comes back negative. You want someone in your space massaging your feet to put the crew and all of you in jeopardy? Do you see how they don't have sense when it comes to Kenya because they want to make her look bad so badly? How are you saying that the girl Fallon she's walking in, kissing everyone, she didn't even wash her hands, and you in this whole COVID expert mode, but wanted Kenya to invite people to come and rub your feet? I don't even care if the entire face was shielded like medieval times. You're not coming in my space. So Malo, girl, bye. But anyways, that was that. I'm going to be jumping all over the place, okay? Because I didn't even talk about the whole Toya and Drew situation. Toya was wrong for touching Drew. But I just think, for example, okay, the baby falls or something terrible happened, and you peacefully look at the baby and say, it's okay, and you're smiling and all of that, unless it really hurt and the baby felt the pain, they're going to be chill and relax and come to mama or daddy and just be chill. However, if your reaction is, oh my God, the baby will start crying. I'm not saying this because Toya is Kenya's friend. Absolutely not. Do not go in anyone's space. Okay? Get that. Don't get it twisted. What I am saying is, she did not touch Drew to assault Drew over a wig, and then LaToya, getting her the wig and all that stuff. And I don't understand why people say things like, I'm from Chicago, or don't mess with me, I'm from New York. I'm like, you from Chicago or New York? What is that supposed to do? Scare someone away? I'm just saying, it's almost like you say that and that's supposed to be like, oh, you from Chicago, I'm so scared. Like, girl, sit down. Ain't nobody scared of you. You know what I'm saying? I just think that people hyped it up, okay? People hyped it up too much. She was wrong for being in her space, but it could have still been, don't be in my personal space, the end. And I love how Kenya did what most of these girls never do. They have to be bagged to do it and all of that. She jumped into action and said, girl, apologize right now so we can all move on and have a great time. I also find it ironic that LaToya touched Drew, but then when Kenya tried to touch her and do the same thing, like, let me talk to you, apologize to her, she goes, don't touch me. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, whoever that was saying she was drunk or too much alcohol, you are onto something, because there's no way you just touch this woman because you wanted to talk to her, and your friend, as I throw my quotes in the air, because she's still new, so we can't be throwing that friend word around too easily, is doing the same thing to you to calm you down, get you out of a situation so it doesn't get physical, and tell you you were wrong, go and apologize so we can move on. And you're telling that friend, don't touch me. I'm like, yeah, girl, put the drinks down, okay? And then, of course, they went in the next room, talk about it some more because, of course, I mean, we need these extra scenes to add to our coin. So let's go and talk about it. But I just felt like all of the extra voices and extra noises made the situation extra, okay? Drew calling Latoya her fan and all of that, well played. That's what I'm talking about. Fun shade. When they start hitting below the belt and doing all of that, that's when it gets nasty. Cynthia Bailey talking about she's happy about her room because Kenya was already shady and going in on Kenya in confessionals. Like, girl, why should Kenya Moore, the single mother, pay for your private jet? Why should she get a bigger jet to put all of you on? Since when any of you have flown anybody on a private jet? She got a jet for her kid to be safe. And she told you at the table, all of you are celebrities. Go and get your own private jet if you want one. I didn't like that at all. But hey, this is a season to, turn your back on your friend and go in on them. The same friend that's throwing you engagement parties and making sure you get one of the best rooms. This whole jealousy with Kenya and Latoya friendship, where how Kenya's been behaving, it looks like she only cares about her and Latoya. Like, girl, sit down. Ain't nobody trip when you became BFF with Eva. And of course, Portia dragging this whole bus ride from hell, and just team too much, girl. You were on the bus, big deal. You all have taken the bus before on that show. Like, you hate Kenya Moore so much. You're so desperate to have this whole Kenya versus Portia storyline going. Like, girl, the reach, ain't nothing there. Get over the bus ride. Y'all got to the house. Move on. Now, that girl knows she be tearing up some pork, okay? I'm here for Kenya when it comes to food. She doesn't play about her food. She was eating that pork like, yes, Kenya, you redeem yourself and all of that, okay? As you can see, if you don't bother Kenya and you don't come for Kenya, she doesn't bother you and she leave you alone. Do y'all see Kenya bothering Tanya, doing anything to Tanya? No, because Tanya is minding her business and not coming for Kenya and doing anything shady. And that's just what it is. You leave me the bleep alone, I'll leave you alone. Okay? You keep throwing shade and bothering me, well, get prepared for it. That's what she always does. She's not over here just picking fights with people. That's never been Kenya. And Candy comment about the people who she thought were strippers, talking about if these are the people you chose for strippers, whoo, you really showing how long you haven't had any. Like, girl, bye. Then, of course, dinner time comes. They get to the table, and that's how I started this video. But do you see how calm every single one of them, excluding Latoya, was when Fallon said, I brought my husband because he's my best friend and we're in the villa next door? Crickets. Latoya was the only real one in that. If you want to be on a Real Housewives for Atlanta, right, and you want to be in the mix, and this is what you want, then you have to prove to Bravo that you are able to be in the mix by yourself, not Paul or Kim Zolciak, okay, and bring your husband everywhere. There's absolutely nothing wrong with rolling with your man as your best friend. You're new to this group. The girls can get crazy. I completely understand sometimes it feels like walking into the lion's den, but that's what makes you a housewife. Can you handle all of this? Can you hang, okay? Can you prove to us that this is a group that you can get in there and get messy and throw fun shade and be a fun person, all of that? Can you do it before we give you a peach? Can you earn a peach? Basically, okay? Now, Latoya, I heard, allegedly got a peach, but because her husband didn't want the film and said that he doesn't want his children also to be in that mix, that's why they were like, okay, so we just not going to give you a peach, since your husband don't want no parts of this, and we will revisit it next season. So Latoya should get a peach because she's really doing a good job. But we shall see. But anyways, Milo been messy for years. They didn't give her no peach, so we shall see with Latoya. But she was the only real one. You could have made a friend here, because let us not pretend that that girl and Portia are like BFF. They're not. They just met. Let's also not pretend like we don't know how production roll. Tanya talking about Nene is my friend. I came in her store a few times. Eva behaving like Nene was her BFF. Come to find out, Nene was never her BFF like that. And Eva, then when she left the show, doing interviews, no, Nene Leakes did not bring me on a Real Housewives of Atlanta. I brought me. The producers contacted me. The whole situation worked. So you can tell that Fallon and Portia, yeah, they're cool, whatever, but it's not on that level yet, okay? I love how she and Kenya, they're still cool. They're always on Instagram, under each other pictures and all of that. I know the other girls will do their best to try to say, oh, stay away from Kenya. But it looks like she's a good judge of character, and she was able to make up her mind for herself and choose who she's going to stay in contact with or not. That's what grown women do. Fallon also did a recent interview. She spoke very highly of Kenya, saying that she loved Kenya and all of that. So yes, they are cool. But they were the same people who were going crazy, and I could have brought my child, and I cried. Girl, don't do that, girl. Your daughter is with family, and you know you are happy to be away and doing your job and relaxing, okay? But that's my point. Did you see also how Kenny was quick to jump in and defend Fallon, a complete stranger? Maybe Bravo cut some things out that I didn't see, but Kenny was so quick to jump in and defend Fallon. And you know, they are such hypocrites, so quick to jump in and defend what LaToya said against the new girl, but be crickets when it comes to Kenya until it escalates, and now she wants to jump in on the bus to defend her. They were all cool. Oh, you brought your husband. Imagine if Kenya and her husband were still on good terms and she said, yep, I brought him with our daughter. We are going to be in a separate villa, okay? He's going to be watching Brooklyn while I come over here and hang out with you girls. I guarantee you, okay, they would have been mad, upset, just going crazy. This girl is a new girl. She broke the rules, brought her husband. Crickets. Okay? Crickets. Anyways, now LaToya and Drew. Yes, LaToya talked about Drew wig. I get it. But in that situation, in as much as, yes, Drew was still upset about her wig, and Toya coming for her, she still threw the first shade and punch about husbands, okay? So Drew was the one who started with this whole husband thing. Just because your husband that to you doesn't mean, which I don't understand why Drew keeps talking about husbands when your relationship isn't any better. I'm not going to dedicate a separate video to Drew anymore. I'm not doing that. But yes, I saw you all tagging me in the interview of her shading Kenya and saying that's why Kenya's husband left her and all of that. Didn't you read Mark Daly's statement since you care so much? He said Kenya and I, that means that means the both of them decided to end their marriage. He did not say I decided to leave Kenya more. Kenya and I. So, girl, worry about your situation and your husband. You can't enter a show crying, complaining about your man leaving for 3 days, going to counseling, your marriage being a ish show, okay? Because I don't like to curse. But yet you want to come for other people's marriages. Now, like I said, LaToya was wrong for going into Drew personal space. Another thing I said in the last episode, last review, was that, yeah, the first few jobs is funny, kiki, we laugh. But that's where normally a joke ends, right? Unless you come back with something different and more creative, then we get it. But to constantly on the same thing, her wig, especially a wig. And this is where Bravo is dropping the ball. Now we're only on episode 8, so we shall see if we are going to see it at all. But how do you have a juicy story like Tanya is from Canada? Allegedly, Tanya was poor other woman. He was engaged to somebody else. He started messing with Tanya allegedly while with the other woman, and then he left her for Tanya. That's a bigger and juicier story. In case LaToya name got cut off, I said Toya and Tanya both have Canada roots, okay? So that whole story about Tanya allegedly being the other woman and LaToya being the one to bring that to the group would have been something new, fresh, and juicy. But because allegedly Tanya have a friend who's a producer for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they are trying to protect Tanya's squeaky clean image, even though we know it's not, it's fake, and she's a liar. If you go to the Real Housewives of Atlanta playlist, you can see why I just said what I said about Tanya. But we know she's not Miss Perfect, okay? But because of that person working there, and oh no, we can't go from Tanya being this, we can't go from showing Tanya in this light to, whoa, she was the other woman. We can't do that. Even if the story is not true, they are still protecting her image. So we're going to throw away a good story, that could help with the ratings, and go with recycled wig storyline. Recycled Portia coming for Kenya storyline. Recycled, and that's why the show is doing terrible. Yes, the pandemic. It's season 13. I get all of that, but the show still have potential to be great. But these producers picking and choosing what to show and being biased because they're in love with a cast member or they have a relationship with this person here and that person here is hurting the show. So this whole gang up thing with Kenya and these recycled storylines is hurting the show. People are bored. Okay, so hopefully they see the ratings and realize we have a job to do here and do their job, or else the show will continue to have low ratings and continue to fail, because even Kenya Moore at some point will not be able to save your show anymore, because now people see through it and they are sick of it. Find someone else and something else to talk about. Also, lastly, I'm going to talk more about this during the next review, after the next episode. But Candy in the room talking to her husband, and he's suggesting having, strippers come down the zip line and all of that. That's the party you wanted to bring Blaze to? That's you planned this whole stripper, whatever that led to stripper gate, but that's where Blaze was going to come? Really? Yeah, okay. Sure. Anyways, that's that. Thank you all for your patience again. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe to the second channel. The link is in the description below, and I'll be back with the next video, if not tonight, probably first thing tomorrow morning or in the afternoon sometime. I'm wishing all of these ladies well. I'm wishing all of you well, and take care. The end of here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.